Beginners lose at live poker because they do not know which spots are costing them money. I have been in Winning Poker Pro for 7 straight years, and these are the 3 rules I always come back to. In this video, I am going to break them down so you can use them in your game today. The first rule is going to be illustrated when I am dealt King Queen suited in the under the gun straddle at this 5-10-20 game. Under the gun +1 is going to open 3x to $60. A player in low jack is going to call. It folds to the button and they call as well. In this spot with King Queen suited, where is your thought process going? Beginners will take the passive route and put in a call here, but there is a much better option we can do. This option allows you to be more aggressive and put your opponents in very tough spots. You need to re-raise or 3-bet more. This is one of the rules that when beginners finally learn how and when to implement it, their winnings at the tables increase dramatically. I am going to re-raise big here, making it $340 to go. Sometimes we can take down all the dead money in the middle right now, and other times we may see a call, but it is very rare for all players to continue. It is much easier to beat your opponent in a heads-up pot rather than trying to beat 3 different people in a multi-way pot. Under the gun +1 is going to fold, low jack puts in the call, and the button will lay it down. This is a much more manageable spot as we are now only heads up going to a flop of 5-7-7, 2 clubs. If you notice, the opponent who called was a short stack to start the hand. With having 2 overs and drawing to a king high flush, we will put in a C bet or continuation bet. There is about $800 in the middle and they only have $300 behind. I am more than happy to place out a stack of $100 chips, putting my opponent all in. After a couple of seconds, they fold. Sometimes I would not hit my hand on the turn or the river, but it is much easier being aggressive with my current holding against 1 opponent instead of 3. You can learn even more rules to win at live poker by grabbing my free guide, the Low Stakes Poker Blueprint, by scanning this QR code. It gives you the 100 rules I used to win for 7 straight years. You can also receive it by clicking the pinned comment in this video. The next hand we will see the rule applied is when I am dealt ace-jack suited in small blind position. Hijack is going to open $15 at this 2-5 game, and cutoff will put in the call. It folds to me, and this is a spot where we can implement a re-raise again. Why play out of position against 2 players when we can take over the aggression and sometimes win the pot right now? Also, being the pre-flop aggressor out of position is an easier situation to navigate than being out of position and being at the mercy of your opponents. Falling in small blind too much is one of the biggest problems I see that causes beginners to lose, so make sure to re-raise more, as I will be making it $120 to go. After a couple of seconds, hijack folds and cutoff lays it down as well. We take down about $35 and did not even have to play post flop. Next hand, I will be dealt ace-king suited on the button. This time we are in position with a very strong hand. Under the gun +1 is going to open 5x to $25. It folds to cutoff and they call as well. Sometimes people become scared with ace-king because they believe it is just a drawing hand. If we were aggressive out of position, we need to do the same in position as well to put the pressure on our opponents. Even against the 5x open, I would gladly put in a 3-bet and make it $125. As we have seen before, sometimes we have to play post flop, but being in position with one of the best hands in poker, there is no need to be worried. We get to control the dance and the action as the hand progresses. Under the gun +1 will put in the call and cutoff is going to fold. This is okay since playing against 1 opponent is easier than 2. We go to a flop of king 7-7 rainbow. My opponent checks and this is a very good flop for me. The board is dry and I have top pair, top kicker. I will put in a C bet for $100. After a couple of seconds, they fold, but keep an eye on how much money was won during the hand by re-raising. Also, maybe cutoff had a hand such as Queen 7, 10-7, or 9-7 suited that they wanted to see a flop with, but did not want to pay $125 for it. Three bets prevent our premium holdings from being cracked. We will see the next rule when I am dealt Ace-7 suited in hijack position. The max buy-in is $500 at the table and the $10 straddle is on. My opponent in LoJack will put in a call for $10. Beginners sometimes look down and see this hand thinking they just want to call as well to join the party for a cheap price. You have to understand there are still multiple players to your left who may raise it up and now you must pay more to see the flop. Also, what if they go for a very big size given bad odds and now you can't call so you lose your $10? Instead of limping, there is a much better play we can do. The second rule comes in and it is very straightforward. Stop limping and raise limpers. You never want to be villain in LoJack. This is a sign of weakness and people will pick up on it. Yes, sometimes people limp strong hands once in a while, but majority of the times they do not have anything to continue with. I will raise the limper, making it $50 to go. It will fold all the way back to the original limper and they will fold their hand. Not only do we take down their $10, we also win the small blind, big blind, and the straddle. We will make $27 by being the more aggressive person pre-flop. Next hand, I am dealt pocket nines in under the gun +1 position. Under the gun will start out with a limp and I will gladly raise it up to $25. This time the hand will play out a bit different as it folds the big blind and they decide to come along with the call and under the gun calls too. Now we are multi-way with pocket nines, but keep in mind, we are still the aggressor. My opponents must respect that as we are headed to a flop of 8-7-8 rainbow. If we limped nines and the entire table limped in too, odds are someone is going to have trips with an 8. Now we are in a great spot with an overpair to the board. Big blind will check and under the gun checks as well. We have managed to put ourselves in an excellent spot by being in position to both opponents. Position plays an important role at the table. I will put in a C bet of $50 as we would never want to check here and allow an overcard to hit the turn. After a couple of seconds, big blind is going to fold and the original limper is going to be laying it down. Still want to improve your game even more? You can by grabbing my free guide, The Low Stakes Poker Blueprint, by scanning this QR code. You will receive the 100 rules I used to win for 7 straight years. You can also receive it by clicking the pinned comment in this video. The next rule is going to be illustrated when I am dealt King 10 offsuit in under the gun position. We are 6-handed and I open 3x for $30. It folds to the button. They will put in a call and the big blind comes along as well. We are 3-handed headed to a flop of King 10 deuce, 2 diamonds. Big blind checks and this is an extremely good flop for my hand. I have top 2 pair and am only going to be behind to pocket deuces and pocket 10s. Nobody in this hand will have pocket kings since they did not re-raise pre-flop, so we are able to eliminate it from their range. I will c-bet here for $30. Button decides to put in the call and big blind is going to be laying it down. We go heads up to the turn and it comes the 9 of hearts. Now the hand gets a bit more interesting. My hand is still very strong, but being out of position, do I always want to bet here? My opponent can have Queen Jack suited and sometimes Queen Jack offsuit if they play it in this spot. I will respect my opponent's range and slow down by putting in a check. Sometimes in poker, you have to know when to switch from offense to defense. They do think about it for a little bit, but they will check back. We go to the river and it comes the 2 of hearts. This is where the rule is finally going to come in. Let's think about our opponent's range here. Do they ever have Queen Jack anymore? They will not, because Queen Jack will always bet the turn with 2 flush draws on the board. Now my hand is starting to look better. The two of hearts does come on the river, and for this card to be bad, they would have to have a two for trips. People tend to not play much offsuit deuces, so it would have to be suited. My opponent would need exactly ace two suited to be ahead here, which is not many hands in the deck. The last part of this hand is the backdoor flush does come in on the river. Beginners tend to worry about this and want to check, but once again, I do not have any problems here with it. The rule is you need to bet when you have it. Sometimes poker is simple and you need to stop thinking about the hands you lose to and instead think about the range of hands you can get called by that you beat. My opponent can have a pair of kings from the flop as well as second pair with a 10. They can even have queen 9 or jack 9 suited with a straight draw that picked up third pair on the turn. All of these holdings are worse than our two pair, and you may ask yourself why I included third pair. It is because sometimes people just do not know how to fold and believe people are bluffing. After this breakdown, I will put in a bet on the river because I have it, aka two pair, and throw $100 in the middle. My opponent does think about it for a bit, but ultimately puts in the call. I turn over my two pair and they will mark their cards. For this next hand, I am dealt pocket eights in the big blind. Low jack is going to open 4x to $20. It folds to me in big blind and I put in a call. We go heads up to a flop of 5-8-6 rainbow. I have top set on a rainbow board and this is going to be the best hand possible, aka the nuts. Why? It is because low jack would never have 7-4 suited in their opening range of 4x and almost never have 9-7 suited unless they are a maniac. I check since I am not the pre-flop aggressor and my opponent would confirm they did not flop the straight when they check back. We go to the turn and it comes the 10 of clubs. The backdoor flush draw is now there and we are going to start applying the same rule, bet when you have it. I will place out a wager for more than a pot, making it $75 to go. It only takes a couple of seconds and my opponent puts in the call. We go to the river and it comes the 5 of spades. I still have the essential nuts as I am only losing to pocket tens. Simply put, we must use the rule again and just bet when you have it. Do not try and get cute here by checking and slow playing. Hoping for your opponent to bet and do the heavy lifting for you is not how you become a profitable poker player. You must put in the money yourself. I will place another bet on the river for about $250, more than what's in the pot. My opponent goes into the tank. This is fine because at least they are considering calling. A minute goes by and they put in a call. I turn over my pocket eights for a full house and my opponent folds their hand. This one rule makes me win a lot more money playing poker. Watch this video to learn how to use it in your games today.